sound of value. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
The Hyundai Traffic Center on the KTLA 5 Morning News. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on now. Get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Don't miss out. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealers today. Watch Off the Clock today at 2 on KTLA 5.
Good morning, I'm Frank Buckley. We have some new details about President Trump's nominee to lead the Labor Stats Agency, where he was spotted on January 6th, the day of the insurrection.
Good morning, I'm Omar Lewis, live from Cheviot Hills, where LA Mayor Karen Bass is taking aim at federal immigration raids, joining West Side community members here to end what they call discriminatory and reckless enforcement. We'll have all the details coming up next.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carlos Herrera, live outside Hollywood High School this morning. Hundreds of thousands of LAUSD students are heading back to school. It comes amid those concerns of ongoing immigration raids in our area. What the district is doing to protect its students and families. That's coming up next.
All right, Captain Carlos. Good morning, everyone. I'm Megan Tellis in for Jessica Holmes. We'll tell you what's caused traffic to adult sex sites to plummet.
All right, here we go with a quick check of the weather forecast. The Lake Arrowhead, Santa's Village, Sky Park. A little breezy up there, but quite high up in the mountains, and you can expect those winds to be blowing around every now and then. AM clouds, breezy coastal, 73, 79 for downtown San Fernando Valley with a high of 88 degrees, 99 in the high desert, Inland Empire 95 in Orange County Inland, 82 degrees. Megan.
All right, Mark, thank you. We do begin with breaking news in northern LA County. Firefighters working to put out a brush fire that erupted in Gorman overnight. From Sky 5, we can see some property has been scorched. KTLA's Mike Case is live in Sky 5 HD with the very latest for us. Mike, good morning.
Megan, Frank, good morning. We're taking a first look here at what they're calling the King Fire. And as you pointed out, this is the Pyramid Lake RV Resort, where we've seen several storage units, possibly even a couple of mobile homes, and a lot of vehicles that have been damaged. This fire started about 1 o'clock this morning. It's grown to 490 acres with about 5% containment. Now, they were able to work this throughout the night with hand crews and some limited use by helicopters. We've seen a couple of fixed wing just mopping up here on the ridge line, and we understand they're going to be calling in the helicopters, some of those big Sikorsky helicopters to work the remaining parts of this fire. Again, 5% contained. We haven't heard of any injuries. The property damage, what you saw at the beginning of the shot here to that RV park. Let's talk about traffic. Now, if you're traveling northbound on the 5 freeway near Gorman, this all started at Smoky Bear Road at the 5 freeway about 1 o'clock this morning. Again, check out the traffic on the northbound 5. Now, they've taken away 2 lanes, and that backup starts just south of Pyramid Lake, and it continues on here where they open up the freeway. They sounded pretty positive on getting this entire thing contained here throughout the day. Very light winds and light smoke remaining. You can see lots of fires check that they put on this fire. We're seeing now a couple of fixed wing that are remaining on the scene. Again, they'll be joined by helicopters from the Van Nuys Airport. We've got CAL FIRE involved here. Again, the King Fire, 490 acres. That's it for Sky 5 over Gorman. I'm Mike Case. Back to you.
Great looks there, Mike. Thank you very much for that. Mayor Karen Bass renewing her call for the Trump administration to end immigration raids here in Los Angeles. KTLA's Omar Lewis live in Cheviot Hills with the details. Omar, good morning.
Good morning, Frank. Members of the Jewish community, Westside residents, and Councilwoman Katie Yaroslavsky all joined LA Mayor Karen Bass here in Cheviot Hills to renew calls to end immigration raids they say are disrupting schools, tearing families apart, and hurting the local economy. We can take you to the video this morning and tell you that organizers of today's event say that this is what needs to happen. They are here at Cheviot Hills Recreation Center today calling for the end to these immigration immigration raids, tactics they believe have impacted communities in every corner of LA. The mayor and immigrant rights advocates have been outspoken in their criticism of recent enforcement actions, from large-scale workplace raids to street-level stops. Since June, ICE operations in the region have led to thousands of arrests, with federal officials defending the raids as legal and within their authority. After a recent federal court decision in LA temporarily blocked some immigration raids, citing potential violations of constitutional rights, the mayor said the continuation of these raids violate that court order. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is now seeking to have the Supreme Court overturn that ruling.
But even though we've had 2 successful court decisions, the administration continues with their unconstitutional behavior. Coming and going to Home Depot stores, continuing to chase people through parking lots, comes down to one thing, and that is racial profiling.
We've also been walking our business corridors to make sure that each business knows what signage to place and information to distribute to try and keep their own employees safe.
Because my religious tradition teaches me clearly that immigrant justice is a Jewish value.
We can tell you Mayor Bass also outlined steps that she's taken since the raids began, like signing an executive directive to prepare city departments for federal activity on city property, expanding resources for impacted families, and meeting with immigrant communities and local business owners hit hard financially. This morning's renewed calls come just a day after a 24-hour boycott led by immigrant rights advocates and local unions urging Angelenos to withhold spending at major retailers they say have been tied to immigration enforcement actions. Their goal was to highlight the economic influence of immigrant communities while demanding an end to ICE operations and the expansion of private detention centers. Back out here live again, LA Mayor Karen Bass says she will continue fighting these raids in federal court. Meanwhile, those immigration advocates say they will continue with boycotts and other actions that they will be taken here in the coming weeks. That is the latest for now here live from Cheviot Hills this morning. I'm Omar Lewis. We'll send it back to you in Hollywood.
It's the first day of class for the LA Unified School District, and KTLA's Carlos Herrera live for us at your old stomping grounds, where, Carlos, you were the former Hollywood High School varsity soccer captain. Have you hit the pitch this morning?
I have not. They don't let me back in here. I got a lot of trouble back in the day, so they're keeping me on this side of the gate this morning. But definitely a lot of adventures here years ago at Hollywood High School. Very special morning for me and for all the students that are heading back to school today. We know Superintendent Alberto Carvalho is here right now. He's addressing students, teaching a class per se, letting them know what exactly the measures are that are being taken amid those concerns for those ongoing immigration raids across the Southland. Let's get you straight to some video here. We know it's a very special day, a joyful day for the thousands of students that are heading back to school. We don't want to take away anything from that, but we know that reality is that this new school year is going to be a bit different for many. It comes with the uncertainty amid those federal immigration raids in the Southland this summer, and questions looming surrounding student attendance. On Monday, a 15-year-old student with disabilities was detained by immigration officials in what was described as a case of mistaken identity. We spoke with LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho this morning. He said those raids and people being detained can be traumatic for students. His message is parents trust the LAUSD. He says schools are a safe place.
Number one, we have perimeter safety around schools. We have reached out to over 11,000 families who lived in fear. We expanded transportation routes to provide convenient, protective routes for kids. We also have partnerships with community-based organizations as well as cities to protect our kids every single day.
He says about 300 parents have opted to change their child's bus route. The district also distributing packets that include information on rights, those resources, and how to update emergency contacts. Families that are reluctant to leave their homes will also have the option to have their children learn virtually, as they did during the COVID-19 pandemic. This morning, there were also more than 1,000 employees stationed in critical areas identified as high priority. They're going to be reporting ICE operations near campuses. All of these safety measures, of course, making some parents feel more at ease.
I definitely feel like they do everything they can to protect our kids and keep us well informed. And I know it's tough out there for a lot of people, but I hope that people feel safe in school. I don't think it's right to have people feeling unwelcomed at school.
And despite the uncertainty generated by the ICE raids, Alberto Carvalho, the superintendent, saying that he expects today to be a regular day, also one filled with joy. We hope that happens. Now, I want to touch base with you guys again regarding my story here at Hollywood High School. I was looking for a picture. I couldn't find one. I was looking for my jersey. I couldn't find it. But a quick search via Google takes me to Max Preps here, maxpreps.com.
Preps.
The latest stat uploaded to me. My last game, Wednesday, February 4th, 2009. That was also my last goal wearing the Hollywood High School soccer jersey, historic number 5 there. Varsity soccer. I miss those days.
You wore number 5?
Yeah, historic, I guess.
Did you wear number 5?
Yeah, that was my favorite number back in the day.
Isn't that crazy? And now
Yeah,
you're working at Channel.
Oh, God, I didn't put the connection.
Isn't that great? And I'm going to give you a high five.
Oh.
Yeah.
All coming together, Carlos.
That's wonderful, Carlos.
Max
All right. Thanks for the trip down memory lane. We've all enjoyed it.
We have.
You most of all. In an Olympic first, the organizing committee for the LA Olympic Games in 2028 will sell naming rights for certain venues. The International Olympic Committee traditionally limits corporate influence, or so it says, and keeps advertising out of venues. But the LA 28 committee convinced IOC members that generic names for venues like 2028 Stadium for SoFi Stadium would only confuse visitors looking to know where particular events are. So those names will be allowed to stay. Broadcasters will also be allowed to use the corporate names, but the fields of play themselves will remain free of any signage. It sort of cracks me up for them to say that they try to keep corporate influence out.
Correct.
If you've ever been around the Olympics, it's all corporate influence.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
All corporate hospitality.
Yeah.
And if you want to try to buy a ticket, oh, sorry, all those are bought by the whatever company.
Yeah.
And